one for years. It's the last of those I used to get every Christmas from Elizabeth, my friend Steve's mother. She always cooked up what seemed like hundreds for family and friends, wrapping them in tin foil and tying them with red and green ribbons. Fruitcakes are known to take on lives of their own, passing from one person to the next, sometimes lingering long enough to carbon date. Cut one open, if you dare, and divine its age like you'd count the rings of some ancient old tree. Though we pretended to like them, Elizabeth never pressed us for reports on their flavor, probably sensing that many simply became souvenirs, if not albatrosses, and not that it seemed to matter. Still, everyone got one, delivered with a proud smile and wrapped in love, a present from this woman who used her recipes to nourish our souls as well as our bodies. Steve's father was very ill for several years before he passed away. Elizabeth cared for him and continued her fruitcake gift tradition. But then diabetes eventually put her in a wheelchair and destroyed her sight. So Steve moved back home to become his mother's caregiver.
I was just remembering. You know what about?
What's that, Mom?
Remember the Christmas fruitcake project?
I certainly do.
Why, I must have made about 1,000 over the years.
And the house always smelled so good.
They took quite a bit of time and effort. You know, Steve, the important thing for me was cooking up a bit of love and handing them out to those that I care about. And now I can't even begin to do that. Christmas would mean so much to me if I could do that just one last time. Guess you better just put this old woman down for a nap.
Steve so wanted to grant his mother's wish, but how? There was no way she could bake any fruitcakes. He would make them for her. After searching through hundreds of recipes filed in no particular order, he finally found it. Floured, encrusted, yellow with age, and hard to read. He called the neighborhood grocery store and asked that the ingredients be delivered.
Delivery.
Oh, come on in.
The charge is $10, sir.
All right. And there you are.
Thanks. You ordered some unusual items. What are you going to make with them?
So Steve showed the delivery boy the dates, candied pineapple, and red and green cherries, while telling him about his mother's traditional project of love. He promised to see to it that the young lad got a sample.
Thank you much. Merry Christmas.
Steve is not known for his culinary skills. Besides, most family recipes require a dollop of magic beyond what's actually written down. He finally had to wake his mother, confess his plan, and ask for help. They spent the rest of the afternoon making fruitcakes. She took charge, while Steve served as her eyes and hands. They didn't need the old recipe card. Elizabeth knew this one by heart.
fruitcakes do we have?
Well, we have 8 or 9 here, and there's twice that already boxed.
My precious son, you have made my dearest Christmas wish come true. And when everybody stops by to get this Christmas fruitcake, Christmas for me will be complete.
Speaking of Christmas, looks like we have some visitors stopping by.
Hi,
Welcome.
we're from the New Jerusalem Church. I'm Alison, and this is Ethan. Logan. Noah.
What's your name?
Cameron.
Cameron. And Cecil.
And I'm Taylor, and we have a basket of fruit in our song to wish you a Merry Christmas.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Hey, on time.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Bye-bye.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Where are we going?
And so, the annual fruitcake tradition continues. Watch Elizabeth glow with pride as she hands them out, accepting kisses and thanks, hugging back with newfound strength, despite her frail condition. She's probably felt that way every year, but this marks the first time her family has really noticed.
Aunt Elizabeth, it's me, Tom. I drove here from Dallas last night to get my Christmas fruitcake. Thank you for making it for me again.
There's the house.
Do you really like the fruitcakes?
Not that much. But I always love Aunt Elizabeth's making them for us.
Mom always said her sister Elizabeth had a heart of gold.
I'm the delivery boy who brought you the groceries and these cakes.
You know, this is a gift of love from my heart.
Hey, Dad. Hello, Grandma. We're so glad to be here.
Yes, we are. Colorado to Kansas for my son. He's a little rough and icy, but he made it. And everybody's in such a hurry, too.
And how's my new great-grandson?
Growing like a weed, but not old enough to try a fruitcake yet.
And look, there's somebody that I don't recognize coming up the walk.
Hi, Elizabeth. Do you remember me? No, I'm Patricia Suzanne Williamson. I'm CEO of Google Incorporated.
Little Patty Sue.
Little Patty Sue. Yes, and this is my daughter, Cameron.
Well, welcome home.
I've been telling her I live next door to you and I would collect dandelions and bring them to you, and you always put them in a vase, and you made me feel very special.
I'm here for a hug and a fruitcake.
Thank you. I want my daughter to learn about all the good things you do.
Several days after Christmas, Elizabeth required hospitalization, but there was little that could be done to help her. eclectic room, far from the familiar aromas of her kitchen, Steve lost his mother, and we all lost a friend. Gathered at the house after the funeral, Steve and the others carefully copied her fruitcake recipe, all vowing to carry on the custom. Several of them did too, for a couple of years. But busy with their own lives and still discovering their personal, unique ways to celebrate, they gradually let the fruitcake tradition slip away. However, some things will never leave us. Elizabeth's children, like all of us she touched, will always carry on with a more important tradition, living the way she taught us. Devotion to our families, integrity, loyalty, and love for each other. That's what I see being passed on to the next generation. These values are truly Elizabeth's recipe for life.
As our Christmas play ends, we offer each of you a piece of Christmas fruitcake made from the recipe Linda Krause inherited from her own mother. May it remind you of what's important in life: devotion to family, loyalty, integrity, and love for one another. As the fruitcake is being passed out, join with me in singing "Love Came Down at Christmas," printed on the green sheets in your hymn rack. Debbie will play through it first, and then we will all sing the verses.
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas!